now, Timothy, you didn't win. You didn't win. If it was as a competition, I'm talking about your effort to do well in... Was it an exam about statistics?
Oh, God. Christ, yes, this is true. I got a D on that, yeah.
You got a D?
I got a D, but I mean, I deserved that or worse.
But anyway, so you're in school, you're doing an exam in statistics. Your teacher, she's Miss Lawton.
Yes, Lawton.
Lawton, Miss Lawton. So what were the other kids doing? Were the other kids just doing...
Yeah, variation. I mean, some people presented parabolas and things that were more appropriate for statistics, you know, varied projects. Mine was not.
So tell the people what you decided to do.
Like a statistics song?
Yes, a sort of statistics rap.
Yeah, horrible, bad level, worst level,
Yeah.
yes.
But no, but you came up with a whole rap persona, didn't you?
Yeah, but not for that, I just had it.
Oh! So, is it Lil Timmy Tim?
Yeah, it's part of my,
So...
Oh, you're gonna regret. You're gonna regret.
Yeah. Gingerbread Man is nothing now.
Indeed.
Now it's on the internet. No,
well,
it's out.
But so how do we have this film? Did you post it? How does this film exist?
So I posted it, I did it with a friend on a green screen in school, and I'm pointing to different, I was gonna Photoshop my teacher's face in, but I got too lazy, so now it's kind of weird in the video. I'm pointing around and there's nothing.
Well, here are the statistical rap stylings of Lil Timmy Tim.
Statistic, yep. Statistic, yep. Statistic, yep. Statistic, yep. Miss Lawton, Miss Lawton, Miss Lawton. Look at me, it's Timmy T. About to hit him with the ZTST. Let us see the probability you see me on TV. 1000 trillion%. I'm a statistical gem. 1 in a zillion, about to net a million. Fruity colors on these numbers, call it a million. Statistics, yep.
Very good. Lil Timmy Tim. Excellent. Excellent work. You got a D. A D. Madness. What happened to the beautiful Chalamet locks?
They're all gone.
Yes.
They've been stolen.
How long have they been missing?
Since June 25th.
Did you put them on eBay?
No, I
Somebody could have stuffed a cushion with them and made a lot of money.
I didn't think of that.
Actually, what did they just throw the Chalamet locks away?
You know, it was for a film for Dune Part 3, and there's supposed to be a nice character shift, and I'm playing 15, 20 years older, so we did a 3mm haircut, I think it's called, and then the director wanted more, 1.5, and then we did 1, and then I begged him, I said, please, like, you know, your hair, weirdly, we're all attached. It's kind of like our personality, these follicles that grow out of our heads.
Yeah.
Samson.
Yeah.
You know, your hair contains your power. Could do.
I've never heard that.
Samson and Delilah, she cut all his hair off and took all his power.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
I'm going to take you for margaritas after this. I'm going to tell you lots of stories about hair. But you're right. It's a really powerful
It's
thing.
a powerful thing, yeah.
Like margaritas and read the Bible to Timothy Chalamet.
It's a great combo. It's a great
Now,
combo.
Obviously, you are English, clearly.
Yes.
And you're very, very good in the movie. Do not get me wrong. Excellent. But if I was a beautiful blonde American actress watching the film, I might slightly think, that bitch, what's she doing in the film?
Did you say that on television here?
Bitch?
Yeah.
I said worse things in rehearsal.
Yeah.
What else did you call me, Graham?
What else did he say?
I know, I was just channeling. I was channeling what a beautiful blonde American actress might think. So how did it happen that you ended up going for Rosamund?
We won her for it. She came in and we met, and great actress, very beautiful, cinematic. And when she came in, it was like we just won her in the film.
But you were 5 months pregnant filming this movie.
Well,
I guess
by the end, not the whole way through, obviously.
Yeah, time passes. Yeah.
Time passes.
I have a secret stowaway in the film, which is quite cool,
beautiful.
you know. So.
But as the producer, you're one of the producers, Tom. When you found out,
he thought about firing me. He tried to fire me. But I was pretty hard to get rid of.
No. Actually, you know what? For insurance reasons, they came and they said, look, you know, maybe we should replace her, but there's no way we're going to replace her. So what we were able to do was I would shoot with her during the day, and then I would do the stunt car chase at night. So there were some days that we shot 36 hours, and I had a 48-hour time where I was shooting first unit with Rosamund and then second unit at night doing the car chases.
Wow.
This man would come to work with 1 hour sleep, looking
I know,
pretty much the same.
You had to be very patient with me sometimes, whether it was because
There was one shot, I think, maybe only one shot.
No, at the bus stop. When we were at the bus stop, I was so tired. It was 36 hours, and I had that whole monologue when I'm leaving the bus station.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I could only had enough energy for the take, so they would roll camera, and then I would wake up and do the take, and then fall back asleep again.
This story makes me sound like an idiot. No. I was so young, but that's very sweet of you. It's not really an excuse. Yes, I hadn't seen a Bond film when I got cast.
Is that because your parents were very protective? They thought they were too...
We didn't have a television.
OK.
Weirdo.
She grew up in a cabin.
I know, it's lovely. It's really nice.
So it's not COVID at all.
She lives off-grid in Prague. but then you got invited to
audition, yeah.
Yeah.
And they said, you know, just wear, you know, some of your own clothes, you know, some business attire and an evening dress. And I didn't have business attire, so I had to go to my neighbour and borrow that. But I did have evening dress because my mother was a singer, so she had a great sort of 80s evening dress made by my grandmother, which was beautiful, kind of big silk taffeta, you know, like a peacock, had huge roses on it. I thought the roses were a bit much, so I took them off. Anyway, I arrived with this dress in its huge bag, you know, at the audition, and the costume designers and Barbara Broccoli looked at this dress and they said, well, that is a very, very beautiful dress, but Bond girls wear things more like this. And they held up what looked like, to me, like 5 pieces of string. And I realised then that I had a whole education yet to happen.
But you got the part. Yeah.
I did. Well, they thought, we've got to teach this poor girl something.
Stephen Graham, though, 2019 has been an amazing year for you. Line of Duty, obviously you were you stole Line of Duty. You were so good in that.
Oh, thank you.
But then Irishman, which is still streaming on Netflix, and Martin Scorsese. Yeah, you knew Martin Scorsese from Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
But that wasn't enough to get you into The Irishman. You had to meet more people.
Yeah, I met Robert De Niro, which was lovely.
But did you have to fly over to meet him?
Yeah, I flew over to meet him and just had a little... We had a sit down and a conversation. It was very surreal, do you know what I mean? These are my heroes, and Tom as well, the people who we grew up with. Do you know what I mean? So you never in your... Well, we never went to school, you know what I mean? We grew up watching it, you know what I mean?
Now, if I sing a song to someone who grew up with me, what does De Niro just sit there and say, are you talking to me?
He's very lovely. He was really nice, do you know what I mean? I was extremely nervous, as you can imagine.
What, did you have a meal or a drink or something?
A couple of cups of coffee. I was only supposed to be there for like 20 minutes. And we were there for 2 hours, so... Do you know what I mean?
So the meeting went well?
Yeah, it went... Yeah.
And he's in it. Yeah. So, yes. And Joe Pesci, now, because he hadn't worked for... He was sort of retired, and he came back for this.
Yes.
And he sounds like quite an interesting man.
That was a different meeting.
Yeah.
That was a little bit... I mean, awkward's not the word. It was my first couple of days and that, and I was in the trailer, and they knocked and they said, Mr. Pesci would like to meet you. So I was like, wow, OK, do you know what I mean? Casino, Raging Bull, you know, Home Alone. It's Joe Pesci, it's an idol. So I'm like, OK, this really excited, really nervous, and I go, and he's sat outside his trailer, and it's quite cold. And he's there, and he's got a big cigar, and he goes, sit down. I'm like, OK. And he goes, where you from? I went, I'm from England, Liverpool. And he went, you're not Italian? And I went, no. I apologise for not being Italian. And he was like, OK. You know, you best do this right. And I was like, yeah, I'll give it my best. And then he goes to me, and this is the worst thing as an actor you can ever hear. He went, I wanted your part. And I was like, I did, and I was like, no, but your part's massive, do you know what I mean? You've got loads to do, Joe. He was like, and then he said to me, I knew Tony. And I'm just thinking, OK, can this get any worse, you know what I mean? And he was like, so make sure you do a good job. And I was like, OK, all right, thanks, lovely to meet you. okay, mate? And then I did a couple of days, and then he's come up to me a few days later after I've done some stuff, and he's gone, they've all said you're very good. They've all said you're doing really well. Oh, do you want to come and have something to eat? And I was like, yeah, all right, sure. and then we'd be talking and stuff, and he'd go, why'd you have to talk like that? I was like, what do you mean? He went, just talk how your character talks, then I can understand you. Sorry, Joe. OK. I don't want to do that, though. Yeah.
Presumably you've all seen Adolescence.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So, yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah.
Because beyond the, obviously, huge success of the show, I assume what's really gratifying is the response of audiences and people approaching you.
And conversations, look, don't get me wrong, you know, the awards and everything is wonderful, and to be respected by your peers and admired by your peers and people who, you know, I've watched you when I was, you know, you're a wonderful actor and you're a huge inspiration to me, do you know what I mean? I remember the play you did with Lenny, Storm Damage, which was wonderful. Absolutely brilliant, and it was beautiful. Yeah, and that was raising social awareness back then, do you know what I mean? And it was a fantastic play, Ashley Walters as well.
Yeah.
And it was a brilliant play, brilliantly written, brilliantly acted, and brilliantly, you know, it was a wonderful piece. So for me to be a part of work like this, which has a social conscience and can have an impact. Look, there's many supermarkets, but Tesco's, that's where I shop more regularly. You know, I'll be in Tesco's and just getting the shopping and bits and bobs, and a fella will come up and he'll just say thank you. Thank you for the conversation that I had with me lad the other day. Yeah. We watched your programme and, you know, we started to have a conversation about stuff, and we've never opened up to each other like that. Yeah. And that, to me, you know, that's it. That you've achieved more than you can even dream of.
Yeah. I mean, what a gift to parents, because it's such a hard conversation to ever have.
Of course, with any parent, you know what I mean? It's a very difficult conversation.
Taylor Swift, congratulations. That single's out now. Off the album, which is out now.
Yeah.
Which contains, with interest, 16 brand new songs, I noticed.
Oh, it says on the sticker
it
on the front
says right there. I'm no fool. Congratulations to you on the Brits this week.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Great performance.
Thank you.
No, really. Did you watch it? You guys loved it. Really good. She put on a show. Look, look at she's in that dress.
Look at that dress.
See? Wow. We won't mention her dandruff. And, and then, in a coup de théâtre, that went into this.
Tearaway.
Yeah.
Two outfits on top of each other.
No, but that's quite hard to put the white outfit on top of the black outfit.
It's hard.
It's very hard.
Snaps.
Yes.
And then just in a minute.
And now, a bit like 13, she's off to the Oscar, she doesn't get her Oscar.
But by the way, can I say that in Hannah, like, I literally wanted to learn how to fight after I saw that movie?
I'll teach you if you want.
Yes.
Girl on girl action.
That stage, so good.
God, I'm glad you
And you
liked it.
carried that whole movie. It was like just you in so much of the movie.
Aw.
It's fantastic.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a love-in.
Everyone sit beside me.
Because Taylor and Richard, you met at the Golden Globes.
We did. We actually sat next to each other.
Oh, how nice.
It was very nice.
Yeah.
She said, "Why are you here?"
It's just one of those times that you just...
Actually, I'm nominated. Oh, really? For what?
Best actor in a movie. Yeah, no, that was... I really put my foot in my mouth in that one. And then, you know... But then I was absolutely freaked out because I met your wife, Carrie, who... And I said, it's so good to see you again. And she's like... In her head, I know she's going, never met this girl before. But it's because she was, like, my favorite assistant district attorney on Law & Order. And so I literally see her every week. She doesn't know it. Yeah. It was a good night for me. I was really on.
But when was your son there, or was he just very happy to hear about you meeting Taylor?
Neither. What are you talking about?
Wait a minute.
No, he wasn't there, but of course he was very impressed that I met her.
Yeah.
Of course he was. Yeah.
Nice.
Of course. Everyone knows.
People get around Richard Gere, they start making mistakes and, like, stuttering. They get nervous. It happened to you.
He makes you do it, though. He looks at you like, what are you talking about?
This is his
fault.
Such a tough guy.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Hey, thank you very much, Taylor, for coming to do that. It was fantastic. Just lovely.
Thank you.
No,
very
seriously,
much.
we really appreciate it. It was, I know, a lot of phenomenal. It was so good. The thing that was, and this is not a complaint. Wow.
Yeah, I think that was Wembley. That looks like Wembley.
3.5 hours. When did you know? Was it like opening night when you realised, oh, this is 3.5 hours?
We tried so hard to get it to be shorter than that, but I wanted to over-deliver. You know, I really wanted people to get more than they expected. It just really felt like something that I had to do, because I'm like, I know these tickets are going to be hard to get. I didn't know how hard they would be to get. And people are going to, like, I don't know, people have lives and priorities, and if they're going to dedicate any part of those lives to coming to this big show, to packing stadiums like this, I want to over-deliver on production, over-deliver on the length of it, the exertion, the kind of surprises they're seeing, and I'm endlessly proud of feeling like we achieved that.
Oh, you so did. You really, really did. And I'm sure people who were there, I thought, what was so lovely, being in the stadium, the atmosphere, you knew that in that stadium, however many, like 90,000 people, nothing bad was happening. No one was having a fight. There was no argy-bargy kicking off. Everyone was having the loveliest time.
It was the loveliest time.
Yeah.
And I would hear all these stories about people making friends, and the whole friendship bracelet thing was pretty beautiful too, where people would make friendship bracelets and they would trade them with each other and they'd meet each other. They are the friendship bracelets. Yeah. And it was kind of this sweet thing that the fans did on their own. We didn't like market this. This wasn't like a thing that we did. Or else I would have invested in beads.
But now, we must just celebrate your work in rom-coms, because there's such a hard thing to get right. And you were in a lot of really good ones, big successful ones. But the thing that you are a master at is the rom-com lean.
Lean, yes.
Yeah. No,
There's
seriously.
No, he's talking about the posters. There's a poster run here.
Here's the classic.
Okay. I think this is where it started.
Is that where it started?
I think, because watch where the leans go from here.
Yeah, so this lean, there's the nice lean here. Then there's a variation on a lean with, actually, funny, Jenna Garner, your co-star in Dallas Spice Club.
But notice, now we come from the first one, though, How to Lose a Guy, also because it goes, it makes $125 million. People really start to go, hey, the lean on the poster. That's the way to go.
That's why they're
the
going to
last
see
time
it.
you leaned, we did this amount of money, so then we come back and we did Ghost, and there's another lean. There's a big lean.
Well, I'm not a trained actor. I feel you over-leaned.
I was really getting arrogant with the leaning at this point. Yeah, I was really
very lucky she was there, actually.
Whoa! Even at your Dallas Buyers Club weight, you would have flattened her.
I had that 4 a.m. in my solitude on my own truth that hit me. That lands like a butterfly and strikes like a lightning bolt at the same time. That truth that you go, okay, tomorrow when the sun comes up and I'm back in the masses and all of the world's coming at me and all those offers, I need to remember this truth. Now, I've been trying to get dramas and was even offering huge pay cuts. And they're like, no, stay in your lane, McConaughey. You're the rom-com guy. You got that down. Mind you, I enjoyed him, but I was wanting to do something different. Because I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I said, I got to stop doing what I'm doing. So I said, no more rom-coms. Called the agent, said, let the town know. It's not going to happen. I went to Texas. Camilla's pregnant. I'm on the ranch, quiet down there. Camilla says to me, look, you don't know how long it's going to be dry, how long you're going to not go with work. This could go on, but this is non-negotiable. We're not going back. I was like, not going back. Now, a year goes by. Nothing. I call my agent. He goes, Matthew, I haven't even heard your name in 6 months. I'm going, okay. I may have just wrote myself a one-way ticket out of Hollywood. I start to think about other vocations, school teacher, wildlife guide. Maybe I'll go back to law school, all right? 18 months go by. I really think I've done it. I'm out. I get this romantic action comedy. It comes with an $8 million offer. I read it. I pass. I say, no, thank you. It comes back with a $10 million offer. I said, no, thank you. It comes back with a $12 million offer. I said, no, thank you. It comes back with a $14.5 million offer. I said, let me read that thing again. Yay. Same words as the $8 million offer, but it was better. It was funnier. I could see myself in it. This could work, right? But I ultimately said no.
That must be so hard to say no.
It was, but saying no to it, I think sent a little invisible message to Hollywood. Oh, McConaughey's not bluffing. We were talking about not flinching, not asking permission. Oh, he's playing offense. He's not just doing nothing. He's playing. He's on to something. And 20 months, 2 months after I turned that down, the offers came in that I was looking for, and they came in droves. It went Killer Joe, Mud, The True Detective, Dallas Buyers, Magic Mike. They came in everything I was looking for. And I would not have, they would not have come in if I wouldn't have unbranded for that 20 months.
Yes.
All right? Now, Dwayne, you didn't have to unbrand. You had enough steam going, I can make whatever choice I want, and I'm going to make this happen over here. It was a time for me where I had to unbrand, and it took 20 months. But then I was doing, and all of a sudden my work was challenging the vitality of my life. I was like, there we go. Yeah.
So cool.
I know, yeah, absolutely. And of course, the third time you've worked with David O. Russell.
Yeah.
And it sounds like when he's directing you, he doesn't really have a filter. Did he ever have a filter? He certainly doesn't filter anymore.
No, he doesn't have a filter with anything. But he's just pure cinema. He's just pure. I think it's really lovely because I grew up like doing sports, so I don't. Whenever directors try to get like emotional and like, I think that your character would be at this point, I'm like, what does that mean? Like, David's just like, that sucks. You know, that makes sense to me. And I'm like, okay, got it. Do it better this time.
No, he doesn't really say that to you, does he?
Of course. But he was breathing behind me when we were doing the diner scene on Silver Linings. He's behind the booth laying there and he has a monitor and he goes, and I can hear his breathing. I'm like, oh, he doesn't like this. And then he would go, oh, it's and I would just be like, what do you want? And he'd be like, just do it without And then eventually I learned that meant lower my voice a little bit. And so now we just always work together because he knows equals lower voice.
Yeah. I bet you Eddie's one of the, you like the chatting about it, don't you?
I need to be like mollycoddled and told I'm great in order for me to do anything.
No, you do
I
not.
promise I do,
I'll
Jen.
never forget that head smack.
Oh, you've
from, what's it called? Theory of Everything.
No, but this was... So when we did this interview together, like, Jen, who's done more stunts and sort of action, brilliant set pieces, we were trying to talk about the film Theory of Everything, and she kept going back to the head smack. There's a moment in the film where I hit my head. She was like, tell me how you did it.
I know. You literally won an Academy Award for this performance, and I haven't said one thing to you about anything artistic about the movie. I'm like, did you do that head smack, bro?
I remember in the interview trying to create some really complicated way in which I did it, whereas actually they sort of put a foam bit on the floor and they just made me tied my hands behind my thing and made me do that.
Oh, even whacking your head on foam without holding your hand, like, that's scary.
So brave.
And I have a stunt
Well done you. Well done you. But I know you had him over.
Okay.
Did you have him over for dinner?
So, so I had my girlfriends over. We were in our pajamas. We were watching Little Women. It was December. So we were watching both
right
versions.
around Christmas time.
Yes. And he was like, hey, I just wrapped something like a block away from you. And I was like, oh my God, because Rob is one of the girls. Like, he wants to gossip, he wants to, like, he is just one of the gals. And so I was like, come over. But he's also, like, my daughter. Like, he's a great father, he's a professional, he shows up on time, but, like, I wouldn't, like, trust that, like, he, like, put a coat on, or, like, you know, like, he's not gonna, like, eat on time, or something. He, like, brings out a very, like, maternal. So he comes in, and I give him a hug, and he's like, do you have any food? I'm so hungry. And I'm like, yeah, come in. And then he goes to the bathroom, and I do have food, but it's in the trash. And so while he was in the bathroom, I was just like pulling food out of my garbage can. And my girlfriends were like, and I'm like, oh, well, now. And then so he eats it, and we're all just kind of like watching him eat this trash. And then when he was finished, he was like, I'm still hungry, is there more? And I'm like, well, there is, but it's in the garbage. And he was like, oh, I don't mind. And then he was like, pulled it out of the trash and kept eating it.
He sounds like the ideal house guest. Now, Bryan Cranston, wow, the dedication to your craft. Because Malcolm in the Middle, you would think, oh, a sitcom, how hard could that be? But the writers really, they pushed you to extreme situations.
They did. They often would say, you know, what would Bryan not do? You know, and I was naked, covered in blue paint. I was attached to the front of a city bus. I roller skated. And one time, the creator of the show came to me and said, I know I told you that I would never ask you to do something I wouldn't do. What I'm about to ask you, I wouldn't do. Would you wear 75,000 honeybees on your body? And I said, yeah, I think that sounds cool.
I have a lot of questions about this. It just halts the proceedings to go through these. Sorry, but did you get stung?
I did get stung.
Ow.
Well,
how many times?
Okay, so the first thing, when you're wearing 75,000 bees, it should not come as a surprise if you get stung. What was that? Oh my God, I got stung by a bee! How did that? So the thing you realize is that when you're wearing bees, you realize that the sting of a bee, about 95% of the pain is actually the surprise factor. Oh God, that.
Did that not make another?
No, I didn't do that. So the beekeeper said, if you get stung, let me know, and I'll immediately flip out the stinger with the sac of venom in it, because if you flick it out, then it won't get pumped into your system.
How's he going to find this thing amongst 35,000 bees?
I don't know.
Talk about
I don't know.
Sting and a hate.
So I had to stand that way. I had to stand, and in the scene, I need to turn, and that's when I got stung. So I said, oh, I felt just a little pinprick, and I went, oh, I think I got stung. And the beekeeper goes, where? He's ready. And I said, in the And he goes, sorry, man. Not going there.
Oh, my God.
Here's the thing. It does sort of run in the Cranston family, the not liking clothes thing. Tell us about your Uncle Bob.
Oh. Well, Bob is indeed my uncle.
Yeah.
I'd like to say
We should say late uncle.
Oh.
He's my late uncle.
Late uncle.
He's passed on, but he was a nudist.
Oh.
Yeah. Uncle Bob was a nudist, and
That's the first line of a play.
and you know, he was in his 90s when he passed away, and he was
Still naked.
And I used to go visit him, of course, in Florida, where all nudist colonies are.
Listen, I was born in Florida, and you've never seen me naked.
You paused for a second.
Wait.
Yes.
Not all nudists
I think I sent the producers a photograph or two.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, no.
So Uncle Bob.
Thank you.
Is this really a picture of your Uncle
This
Bob?
is my real Uncle Bob in a I think I sent it somewhere.
This is the picture of Uncle Bob.
No!
I can only apologize.
Rachel said, I see the resemblance. How dare you?
I'm sorry. It was right there.
It's not only Bob, it's bits and bobs, isn't it?
It's just
Of all the things you've chosen to wear, you went with a hat?
Well, he wants to protect him from the sun. And he wanted to go to the lake there, and I go visit him, and he said, I'll bring a chair for you. And I said, look, Bob, I'm not going to go naked. I'm just not going to do
Or
that.
sit on the chair.
And he brought a chair. He said, take that chair. And I brought the chair, and he decided, I thought we were going to sit side by side, look at it. No, he comes around, and the chair I had sat about this level. I was like, I cannot.
Too good. Very good. Here you are. You're back as Johnny English in this third movie. What about Mr. Bean now? Have you drawn a line under him? No more Mr. Bean?
I doubt that he will reappear, but you never know. You must never.
The people have spoken.
Yeah, quite quiet. But you know, you must never say never again. A film, as Jeff mentioned, that I was in. So you must never say never. But there does come a point when you feel as though you've done most of what you want to do with him. So.
And because it's not based on language, because it's so physical, Mr. B, presumably it's popular everywhere.
Yeah, it is. It has what we might call a global outreach.
So, our holidays are misery. Can you go anywhere?
Well, yeah, I can't go to many places where you're not recognised. And it's the thing I find most tricky is when people don't recognise you particularly, but half recognise you. You know, it's that strange thing where they go... and of course that means they stare. They stare a lot. And they just look. You're sort of feeling, I wish that person wouldn't stare at me. So, I'd rather just, hold up a flag saying, yes. Yes, it's me. A few years ago, there was, I was in a Land Rover parts department near Peterborough, the kind of place you find me on most Saturdays. And we're waiting for car parts. And car parts, guys hang around a lot because, to get a part, the guy has to go half a mile to the back of the warehouse and then come back again, and he brings it back. And he says, this is a left-hand one. Oh, you wanted a right-hand one? Sorry, I'll go. And back he goes, and it takes forever. Anyway, I was standing around with a group of guys, and I could see this guy doing that. And he came up to me after a while, and he said, excuse me, has anyone ever told you that you're the absolute spitting image of that Mr. Bean? And I said, well, actually, I am the actor who plays Mr. Bean. And he said, I bet you wish you were. And there followed this bizarre conversation in which the more I tried to claim that I was the person whom he thought I merely resembled, the less he believed me. But what was funny was how close he thought I was to he said, the resemblance is uncanny. Have you ever thought of doing any, look-alike work, like, stag nights and hen nights? You can go along as Mr. Bean. And I said, no, I haven't. He said, because you can make an absolute fortune. And I could tell after a while I had to bring the conversation to a close because clearly not only was he not believing me, but he was getting quite annoyed that I was pursuing this line of I am Rowan Atkinson and clearly he thought I was this total arse. Just because I happened to look a bit like Mr. Bean, goes around the country actually claiming to be Mr. Bean. What a...
Think of your characters ever as being mean or nasty spirited, but you think that Trevor is nicer than the characters you normally play.
I mean, in Man vs. Bee, he was quite psychopathic because the bee drove him kind of nuts. But in this one, he's not so psychopathic. He's a genuinely sweet man, I think, Trevor Bingley, and that's relatively rare actually in the characters that I played, because I think Mr. Bean is a selfish, self-centered, anarchic child, really a very, he looks after number one and is quite charmless sort of character, and the Blackadder is a sarcastic, sardonic, negative sort of guy. I mean, humorously negative in terms of what he says and the way he says it, but not. And even Johnny English, the comedy spy character, which I occasionally play, that he's vain and sort of again self-centered, doesn't care about anybody else.
He's a knob, really.
He's another knob. Clearly. But so I think Trevor Bingley is a pleasant contrast to actually this sort of catalogue of I mean, just people that you wouldn't want to have dinner with.